Yo, so it finally dropped, you know what I mean? It dropped a day early. I think it dropped before Thanksgiving, you feel me? But he did it again. You know, the only thing I would say about this mixtape that I kind of they wasn't bad. The first two middle tracks, Pull Up and Control, those like the female orientated tracks, they wasn't bad, you know what I mean? Let me run through it real quick. Pull Up, track 5 had that sample, you know what I'm saying? I do believe that's I want to say Silk, old school Silk. You know what I mean? It's a old school R&B group. And Control, it kind of had a a melodic type feel to it. But other than that, the whole tape go hard. You know what I mean? It start off with the first track he released, strictly for my fans intro. You seen the visual and everything. You know he going crazy on that joint. Nothing bad to say about it. The production, it kind of kept it light. You know what I mean? Then it goes into Gutter, track 2. That sample is just like, man, I think that's the type of style I think Herb should stick with. I think more of the hard trap type drill beats, he's done that, but some of these soulful samples he needs to stick with. In the gutter, just basically, talking about where he come from. Same story. Ain't nothing too much to it. I mean, you heard the story before. You already know what to expect. That's why it's basically the whole project is just him getting back to basics, what his fans come to love and know him for. And he just went insane on that record right there. I was like, God damn. But track 3, Crazy, I was stuck on that joint. When I listened to it, you know what I mean? Like, if you play it out loud, it's one thing. You play this shit in the car, it just dumbass knock. You know what I mean? I definitely had to reduce my bass on my iPhone because I wanted to hear everything with the samples and the instrumentation in the record. But this shit was crazy. I listened to this, I was like, damn, bro, going crazy on a song that the production is crazy and it's titled crazy. You feel me? That shit just went too hard. You know what I mean? That's the essence of like her right there. It gave you everything in that record. I was fucking with it. Run It Up. That one was kind of different for the production. I was like, okay, where he going with this joint? I didn't really know what to expect. But then once that beat kicked in, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Run It Up. You already heard the term before. You should already know this about. He went dumb on that. Track 5 and track 6 already talked about that. Now, Tired is basically, as you see, no limitation preview of the album that they go drop sooner or later. Hopefully it'll be next year sometime. That was just dope. Herb went in. I was like, damn, he almost didn't need Bibby on the beat. I'm not going front, but they definitely did their thing on this record. I was like, damn, Herb just went stupid on this motherfucker. It's like, if this any indication what this album gonna sound like, it's gonna be nuts. Definitely another good record. Then it gets into having shit. This is like one of the earlier tracks he released sometime this year. I forget the exact date. My bad. But I didn't think it was just, gonna lead to anything. Because it was no talks of a mixtape or anything at this point, I do believe. Because he was just dropping videos and shit. And this was one of the ones that he dropped. I forget the record before this one. The one he was talking about, Capo, you know what I mean? That video and everything like that. But this shit was crazy. But at first, I'm not gonna front. It kind of took me a minute to get into it because I was like, okay, the beat is okay, but it's kind of something different. And you can tell like he was trying different things, as far as his flow, as far as the production and everything. But then it definitely grows on you. I was like, okay, I fuck with it. I mean, the visual help. I definitely like the line about his teacher, how much she making his watch cost 38. You know what I mean? So that shit was crazy. They love shitting on their teachers though, but fuck any teacher that always say somebody ain't gonna be something. Then it gets into something. That simple, Jesus. Like he just did what he did. And it was an incredible record. It's just breaking certain shit down. If you listen to it, you can hear the hurt, you can hear the pain, you can hear the struggle. And that's to me the best side of her when he rapping like this. He's not reaching a certain sound or a certain style. He just always being himself, and I like when he's comfortable on the record. So this definitely was a banger. East Side Story, it kind of took off slow for me. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. You know, the production was kind of, I won't say lackluster. It was just something different. And he did what he did on it. It's kind of a slow paced beat. And he still put his 1-2 on it. You know what I mean? Did his thing. The last track though, the Jay-Z, little excerpt, that sample, god damn. That's my favorite song on this whole tape, man. Like, I was just amazed at that record because I didn't know what to expect. But if you really listen to it, it reminds me of when Lil Wayne did Feel Me off the Carter One. And, they listen to a lot of artists like Wayne and, Fifth and all them. But it took me back to like when I first heard Lil Wayne on the Carter with Feel Me. It's like, wow, that's just the best record from him this year, period. That's the type of music that I feel if he can grasp that on his debut album, he gonna have a classic hands down. You know what I mean? Now I'm not gonna say that this tape holds up to Ballin' Like I'm Kobe. I'm not gonna say that because that shit was crazy. But this is definitely just some. In a way, it's a preview of what's to come from his Swervo mixtape with Southside and his collaboration album with Lil Bibby and his debut album. So it's just basically a combination of all three mixed in one, and giving it out to the fans. That's why I was kind of mad I couldn't find this shit on iTunes. Like, damn, bro, you ain't gonna throw this on iTunes, but you figure the samples and shit to clear it and everything. You know what I mean? It's probably a hassle. But other than that, man, this shit was fucking crazy. Definitely a dope mixtape, you know what I mean? And ever since I didn't watch every interview that he's been talking about it on, didn't really know when it was dropping. But the iTunes version I do believe got or Apple Music version. Cause no. This is on Apple Music and iTunes. My fault, cause I bought it. Dirk shit ain't. You know what I mean? But definitely, I think this has 11 records on the iTunes version, and I think that Piff version, I don't know if it has 11 songs. Let me go there real quick and see. But this shit went crazy, man. Definitely a fire mixtape. If you ain't heard it, you definitely need to check it out. But I was impressed. You know what I mean? It didn't let me down. Okay, it's 11 tracks too. I could have swore at first on that Piff it wasn't 11 songs. But yeah, this definitely impressed me by far. So at least I like 9 of the records. The middle two, it's like, they cool, but it's like whatever. If I had to pick one, I'll pick Control over Pull Up. You know what I mean? That sample just get kind of tiresome. And just the shit he was saying, it's like, wow, you ain't really heard Herb talk like that. You know what I mean? I kind of wanted to go in depth on the record, but it's like, fuck it. But it's like, the shit he was saying is like, I mean, if you're a real nigga, if you been with a chick, that's a chick, your main chick, not some random thought bitch. Like, you've done certain things, but she done certain things you. But to hear him say that, it's like, damn, I don't think out of all his mixtapes since Welcome to Fazerland, I never heard him talk about a chick like that. You know what I'm saying? In that manner, that light, like, wow, that's very graphic. You feel me? So I think that kind of turned a lot of his fans off. I'm not gonna say all of them, because some niggas, yeah, he a real nigga for admitting it. I'll give him that. But I was just like, damn, like, that took me by surprise. I had to run that back. Like, what did he just say? Like, he really said that? This nigga Herb is crazy. This nigga wilding. Like, you know what I mean? So he just gave you us all throughout this whole project. You know what I mean? From the ups and downs, him admitting his lean addiction. And we've heard that before in interviews and everything. And he didn't have nothing, from nothing to something, had it, went broke, got it back again. So that hustler mentality you do get on this project. But I think stepping forward, and I think this happens to every artist, he got to learn to step away from the struggle. You know what I mean? Because we heard that already. It's like this the 4th project, I do believe. So we've heard all that. Now it's time to start rapping about what's current in your life. I mean, yeah, you could have a million more stories, and that's what, the fans will appreciate, because that's being authentic, that's being real. But it's just like, that's not what you're doing now. I think if he can make that transition, which I do believe he can, he will be definitely successful. In my personal opinion, that's no hate, that's no shade. I just feel like every artist sometimes get trapped in that whole box where they always got to rap about the street shit and always do those legendary underground songs. But far as mainstream, not saying he's trying to go mainstream, but let's face it, if you're trying to be an artist, that's where the money's at. You got to make crossover records. You know what I'm saying? The underground shit to get you here and there, but this type of record to get you here. And I think he's kind of toying with that on this project as far as the production goes and the content. I definitely see, Herbo doing some major things, going forward. But I definitely fuck with it, man. It's definitely an 8.5 out of 10 project, like, hands down. Definitely fire, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's showing growth on every project since his debut project. He's grown as an artist. You could see it, you know what I mean? And you still get the stories of where he once was, and you still get to where he at now. And I think that's the thing that's so compelling about Herb, to where it's like, you can't really name whack songs that he got. How many songs can you name that's not fire? You don't. It ain't that many. You know what I mean? You may not like a song, but you can't call it whack. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not that many artists coming out of Chicago you could say that about. You know what I mean? Him and Bibby is just in an elite to where you look at the Chicago artists and it's like how many is really putting out music that's quality. You can give quantity, that's cool, but how much of it is quality? That's a staple in time to where you can go back and like, yo, when I heard that, I was going through this. This helped me go through that. It's relatability music, you know what I mean? But that's just what I thought about it. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know. This is strictly for the fans. I've been a fan since day one. The minute I heard Welcome to Phaso Land, shout out to all my subscribers that actually told me to check these niggas out, him and Bibby. And without y'all, I would have never heard such great music coming from young black men out here doing what they got to do. But that's just what I thought about it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. I'm out of here. Thanks for listening. One.